I feel like the best way to open this video, uh, is to steal another YouTuber's intro, Doug Walker's Has Been Hotel review. So,
Oh god, please don't have a hot take. Please don't have a hot take. I can't have another Guardians 3. Oh, it's a mild take. That's, still a hot take on the internet.
We all know how things go. Humans on Earth do some pretty f***ed up shit, and then they die and they end up in hell.
Helluva Boss is a long-running internet show started in 2019. It is one of the most popular, it's probably the most popular internet show animation-wise. It kind of started the whole boom of indie animation on YouTube, like Amazing Digital Circus. I mean, Has Been Hotel started it, but Helluva is really what kicked off to show people you can get money and actually show the success of these things. And I am 4.5 years late to watching it. Look at me go. Now, I know the show, like season 2 ended a few months ago, I believe, or at the end of 2024. I'm not exactly sure, but I know that it ended, season 2, because it's indie animation. It's been the seasons 1 and 2 have been releasing from 2019 to, I guess, now 2025. And one of my best friends, probably my best friend, Tyler,
He knows.
who you've seen in a few videos from the Hey and some reviews, it's one of his favorite shows. He's been telling me to watch it for quite some time. And I said, oh, I don't know. I mean, maybe. But then it went on Prime, and I said, once the show hits Prime, I'll watch it. I'll give this 2 seasons a shot. And I did, because it was on Prime, I think, on the September 9th. So I sat down, gave it a watch. What did I think? It's a damn good show, but I don't think it's as good as everyone says it is. Let me explain. At least with season 1. Season 2, I get why everyone loves it, and this is just my thoughts. It's not a review. We're just gonna ramble about the first 2 seasons and what I think maybe season 3 could be. Now, why I say it's not as season 2, I would give a solid 8.5 out of 10. Season 1, maybe like a 7 out of 10. Season 1, let's start with season 1. Now, season 1 is kind of the setting grounds. I mean, it wasn't sure if it was going to be a full-on show. I think the first episode is fantastic. It really sets the humor and it sets everything, and you get to know the characters in the first season, but it also sets up a lot. Now, my positive season 1 is everyone is amazing in the show. I know Brandon Rogers. I never watched him a whole lot, but I knew who he was. I known he's done a lot of project. Him as Blitz, I'm not even kidding you, some of the best voice acting work I've seen in a long time. And I don't know why, just something about it it felt so genuine. I loved it. I loved what he did as Blitz. Even Richard Steven Horvitz, I know him as Zim from Invader Zim. Love Invader Zim, one of the most weirdest, darkest cartoons for kids. Love it. He plays Moxie, and he's great as Moxie. Like, I remember when the pilot first came out, I did watch it. I did watch the first episode on YouTube, and I hear his voice, and I'm like, oh, that's Richard Steven Horvitz. I know him from things like Psychonauts, because I remember I played the first Psychonauts game. Very good game. I'm not going to do the second one. We have Vivian Nixon, who plays Millie. I don't know who she is, really, or what she's been in. She's great as Millie. She's absolutely great as Millie. I was like, hopefully the southern accent doesn't get too annoying. It was not. I love the chemistry between Millie and Moxie, Eminem, as they say. It's adorable. I from the first episode, I was like, okay, I see these two as a couple, and it's adorable. You have Erica Linebeck as Luna. Luna's such a great character. I think that I can see why she's not as focused as much as the other 3. But I wish there was more of her sometimes in the adventures, but I get, like, she's kind of like the person in the building to transfer them. I totally get that. I love the relationship her and Blitz have, and it's really looked upon in season 2. And I'll talk about this character more, but who stole the show for me was Bryce Pinkman as Stolas. I know him from a few Broadways like Gentleman's Guide to Love and Murder. Then the king, the legend, one of my favorite dudes. I have the vinyl. Alex Brightman, who you might know, who plays Beetlejuice on Broadway. I am a huge Alex Brightman fan. He was great in Has Been Hotel, which I do love that show. I love Has Been. And, yeah. Okay, so he was in like, maybe... I see, like, he was in like 2 episodes as Frizzeroli in season 1, and I'll go more into it. But season 1's great. It's really just a lot of adventures. It kind of started to feel like you could see the plot coming in, but it was one of those shows with like a first season. I guess like Gravity Falls in a lot of ways, where it starts off with like it's kind of just different adventures, different villains, and then it slowly builds up to a bigger plot, and then season 2 really focuses on that bigger plot with less one-off episodes. And so I like season 1 because I know it's a lot of setup, but my issue with season 1 is that I think they're introducing too many characters. Like, I feel like Vivian I think that Vivian Mederato, the creator, I feel like what happened when her and Brandon Rogers were writing season 1 is that they were trying to build up things thinking it would go one way, but I feel like with season 2, when they added another writer, I think it was writer Adam Nealon, because I noticed like through the credits they added another writer in season 2, and I feel like Adam Nealon really added a lot to season 2, because in season 1 they are setting up so many characters. They're setting up these 3 angels who get fired from hell, these 2 agents, and then they have Stolas' ex-wife, which is the main thing, and that's the one I think you should keep. But you did not need those 2. You did not need those 2. And I think it was like for like season 1, I feel like they were in there to kind of add adventures and stakes. And I think it was great for season 1, but I feel like they put themselves in a corner being like, oh crap, we set up these characters. What do we do? So they have to like bring them into season 2. And when they appear, it just bogs down the show to me because I'm like, you guys are doing nothing to the show. If anything, you're dragging from the main plot and the main romance. Now, speaking of romance, this video is brought to you by Tinder. No, I'm kidding. But we're not by Tinder. We're not sponsored by Tinder, I promise. Speaking of romances, season 1 starts to dabble in... There's an okay, I want to... How do I put this? Because, like, I know this isn't a family-friendly channel, but I don't want to say it because I don't want YouTube to get mad at me. Blitz and Stolas have an exchange for the book that lets them go to the human realm in this series. And then they realize that, do they actually have something? And they dabble it in season 1. And it's great. And anyway, I don't know what else to say about season 1 now. I feel like I kind of want to move on to season 2 because that's what I have a lot to say. Oh, the songs. The songs in season 1 are great. As you can see, I start talking about season 1 and go to season 2. But the songs are great. There's not really many. There's You Will Be Okay. Is that what I'm thinking it's called? It's this lullaby that Stolas sings to his daughter. And it's so beautiful. The soundtrack for this show I have been playing the last 2 days because it's fantastic. I mean, there's some bangers, mainly in season 2, which we will get to. On to season 2. This is where I mainly want to talk about and like why I think the show is actually really great, but why I don't think it's perfect like some people do. I think I would consider it a way higher show if season 2 wasn't just okay at best.
I am such a dumbass. I meant to say season 1 is okay at best. Apologies. You can unsubscribe now.
Now, season 2 is absolutely fantastic. The episodes are longer. Season 1 episodes are about 12 to 15 minutes. Season 2 has like 25 to 30 minute episodes, and they're all great. There are some episodes that are weaker than others, I would say, because the show happens to do a thing where it's going, oh, we set up these things in season 1, we need to do a payoff, which I think is better than just going, we built up this thing in season 1, but we're not gonna go into it in season 2. That I think that's a better way to handle it. But I think that it did put him in a corner, like I said before. But even like they even have funny moments. The show has such like great comedic timing, especially with Blitzo and Stolas. The animation helps too. In season 2, like both seasons are amazing, but season 2 you can definitely tell as the episodes are a little longer, they took more time with the animation, and it's some of my favorite animation I've seen in general. Like, it's so amazing. I mean, I loved Has Been, but this is like a step above Has Been, because I think since it's its own animation, it can kind of do its own thing, and I applaud it for that. But why season 2 works for me so much, and this might be a hot take for me, is that it becomes more of a musical. And I think with this team who does Has Been and Helluva, when they use music for their storytelling, oh my fucking god, it is beautiful. It is impressive, damn beautiful storytelling. And I will die on that hill because it is. It is so great. There are such amazing songs in this soundtrack. Like, Stolas sings. It's such a great like in-person monologue about what he's feeling. I know there's a name for it in musical theater, I'm just forgetting. And even though like it becomes more musical as the season goes on, but it works because I think what they do is, and it's really smart, is when they want these emotional beats, they go into this thing of, oh, let's add a song or two to, one, condense the runtime and show what they're feeling. Because in my opinion, musicals are one of my favorite film medias. I adore the storytelling. Like, one of my absolute favorite films of this year was Better Man. Fantastic movie. It's probably one of the greatest, if not top 2 greatest musical biopics. And I think that's a great way to look at it. It's just the music helps so much. And characters who I was like, oh, okay, they're okay. I don't see the hype. I see why people love them. Like Fizzaroli and Asmodeus. Please tell me I'm saying that right. They do such a fantastic job developing them and showing their relationship. They have this adorable chemistry and romance. Hello? What? As I'm talking about the music, right? My Apple Music on my Mac computer just opened and played it started the season 2 soundtrack. I'm not even kidding you. Oh my god. Okay, other than that, it's so great. And then there's this episode focused just on Fizzaroli. It's called like the mid-season special clown musical. Yeah. And it's just this episode about Fizzaroli as a character and why I feel like he has to do these things. And he gets this banger song called 2 Minute Notice where he's leaving his boss. And it's him just singing, F you, and it's Alex Brightman, so you know the vocals are amazing, but it doesn't sound like Beetlejuice, but it still has that, like, okay, that kind of thing. And it's fantastic. And then after that, that's when the show gets really good, because after the mid-season special, it focuses almost solely on Blitz and Stolas' relationship, and it's so well done. And yes, some other characters like Moxie and Millie and Luna get sidelined, but I wasn't I was like, oh, I'll have to come back soon, but I wasn't like being like, where the fuck did these guys go? I wasn't like sitting on the seat like, man, the other characters, this sucks, you know, that kind of thing. And it's so great because the music enhances what they're going through. Like, When I See Him, probably my favorite song. I know a lot of people think Mastermind's the best one, but this is my favorite. All to You, Motherfucker. Oh my god, such a beautiful song. Because there happens to be this miscommunication and tear with these two. And I actually felt really sad about the tear. And I had a feeling they'd get back together. in some sort of way, and they do, but it's not like how a lot of things end. It's like they're in love and they're here for each other, but it's not. Things are still up in the air, and I love it for that. And then of course there's the banger song with Patrick Page is just doing side quests at this point. Mastermind, such a beautiful song to show their love for each other and what their lives mean without each other, even though they didn't even though they don't fully realize why they're in love with one another. And I think it's so beautiful. And then it gets to another plot thing I love. It's Stolas and his daughter. I'm blanking on her name. Octavia. With him and his doctor Octavia, it gets so sad because everything Stolas was focusing on Blitz and all his energy was getting torn with his relationship with his daughter. And when he gets banned from the his hierarchy as a prince and everything, it ends in such a sad way because it ends in kind of season 2 ends in such a downer, and I applaud it for that. I fucking applaud it for that because it is so sad. And I know it's not perfect, I think, but the later half of season 2 is such good writing, such good pacing, amazing music. Andrew Underberg and Sam Haft nailed it. I love their music. They need to write a Broadway. Ugh! It's so great what the music does. And that's really what I want to talk about, why I think the show is an 8.5 out of 10. Because it does such strong things. And it makes me go back and realize, oh, okay, that makes more sense for the characters. And it's nice because every character, because in this show, no one is a good person. Everyone fucks up. Even Moxie, who is very sweet and loving. Everyone has a dark side, and they don't get away with it, even though they're in hell. I mean, they're in hell. You get what I mean. Everyone has to fuck up, and especially Blitz, because Blitz realizes, what the fuck have I done? And he's starting to get better, but he's not going to change himself. It's great. It is so fucking great. Because a lot of time in these animated shows, they'll have everyone be a dick but not acknowledge it. And when they do acknowledge it, they go on a whole 180 and try to fix themselves. Kind of sounds like Hazbin Hotel, actually. But it works. It works. And I love it for that. And that is why it's an 8.5 out of 10. And why I do recommend giving the show a shot. I know one reason that took me away from the show was the fan base. I think it's just because I heard mixed things. Like, I had some friends who loved the show and some friends who hated it, even though they didn't fully watch it, because of the fan base. So I think just not knowing, it kind of took me out of it. And I don't know why I didn't watch it, because when Hazbin Hotel released, I loved it. I loved Hazbin. Loser Baby is one of the most played songs on my phone. I think it's a 10 out of 10, not a 10 out of 10 show. It is a great show, but I will say it had issues with the writing in the early half of the season, like Helluva Boss. I think, like, they don't know how to start their shows, but once they get going and flowing, it works so well. They just don't know how to start it. But once they get going, it's amazing. And that's an example with Helluva Boss Season 2. And, yeah. I mean, I could sit here for much longer. I mean, I've already been filming for, like, it says 20 minutes. This will be cut down. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this long rant. No, give the show a watch on Prime. The soundtrack is now available as well. I'm glad it is. I have been listening to All To You, Motherfucker on a loop. It's great. So I recommend giving it a shot. I know a lot of these rant videos are unfocused and not really well edited, but I hope you guys enjoyed and sticked around to the end to hear me start going. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy that. If you want more content, check out here and here. I hope I'm pointing the right way. But anyway, without further ado, guys,